taking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 NyQuil pills can cause cancer? Hey, it's Vulcan, and tonight I wanna explore this kind of mystery with you. What do you think? Can a NyQuil pill, which is just a cough medication, can it actually cause something as dangerous as cancer? Well, that's the mystery you and I are gonna go on exploring with a Sherlock Holmes game. And if right now you're taking sleeping pills, you're gonna find the information I'm gonna share with you very, very valuable, I believe. And if also you're maybe having bad sleep at night right now and you're thinking, should I take some type of sleeping pills? Or should maybe a part of you wants to take sleeping pills, maybe you've heard of others taking it and how they drowse off, but you're thinking also of the health implications associated with that and you're not sure what you should do, you'll find this episode extremely valuable. So make sure you watch till the end so you don't get things like dangerous things like cancer associated diseases, all right? Okay, let's get started. So, to figure out if something like NyQuil can actually cause something as dangerous as cancer, we're gonna go and play a Sherlock Holmes game. I want you, I want you to imagine right now that you are a mother and your son had just died of cancer. And you have a theory that your son was murdered. It was not an accident. So what do? You go to Sherlock Holmes and you ask Sherlock, hey, I had this son, 28 years old. He died of cancer. However, it makes no sense. He was just 28 years old. He had never lit a cigarette in his life. How is it possible that he just got cancer so young? So Sherlock Holmes goes, okay, let me have a look at it, let me see what I can do, and that's what he does. So he goes on investigating, and about a week later, he calls you up and tells you, come into my office. I found who the murderer is. So you go to Sherlock Holmes' office, you sit at his brown, long couch, and he tells you what he found out. He tells you that he looked at a medication that your son was taking, looking at if there was something there. And what he found out was that your son had taken in the last 12 months a total of 10 NyQuil pills to help him fall asleep as a sleep aid, right? And you say, oh, just 10 sleep pills in a 12-month period? Okay, so it can't be the sleeping pills, right? And that's when Sherlock tells you this. He looked at research and he looked at a study specifically, and this is a true story now. He looked at a study of about 10,000 people that they were separated into two groups, 5,000 people who were taking sleeping pills just like NyQuil and Ambien to help them fall asleep, and 5,000 people who were not taking any sleep inducing pills. They were normal, uh, healthy individuals. So, researchers looked at both these groups over a period of about 5 years, and they wanted to figure out if there was a connection between sleeping pills and deaths. So, as they looked at the two groups and the connection on sleep pills and deaths, they were astonished to find out that the group, the the 5,000 people who were taking sleeping pills, they had 3 times more deaths than the group that was not taking anything. 3 times more deaths associated with just 10 sleeping pills over a 12-month period. And they, of course, then ask themselves, how is that possible? They looked at all the research and found out that mostly it was cancer. All those sleeping pills were causing either cancer or heart attack or suicide, even. But mostly it was cancer. And since then, there have been dozens and dozens of more sleep pill research showing the same thing. Just 10 sleep pills ca- cause make you 3 times more likely to die. Taking anything more than 3 sleep pills, chances of death increase to 5 times from cancer, heart disease, and even suicide. So when I saw all this research, I kind of realized sleeping pills are heroin pills. Not only do they make you addicted to them psychologically and physiologically, causing rebound insomnia and all kinds of wrecking all kinds of. So, not only do they cause addiction as a drug, but also they cause all kinds of havoc inside your body that they even cause an early death. Like Marilyn Monroe, it's not just taking 20, 30 pills over a night, just taking them over a prolonged period. The more sleep pills you take, the less you live. It's kind of a shitty situation. The question you might be asking yourself right now, if you've ever seen any sleep ads or sleep commercials, you might be asking yourself right now, why don't you know about all this death toll associated with them? And the reason? It's actually Star Wars. Did you know? This is actually kind of funny. To let's brighten things up for a moment, not just talk about death, 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 and cancer, cancer, cancer. Let's pause for a minute and talk about Star Wars. Did you know? And would you agree that Star Wars is one of the most popular movies ever made? Of course, when I was young, I still remember playing Jedi soldiers with my cousin. We would take these large sticks and we would pretend we were Jedi fighting. It was so fun. And when it comes to uh, Star Wars and sleeping pills, what's the connection? Well, Star Wars in the last 40 years, you know how much money they have made? They have made, and I actually wrote this down to make sure I get it right. They've made 4 million billion, 4 million, 4 billion US dollars. That's impressive. 4 billion US dollars. Now, what about sleeping pills? Well, on Ambien alone, the first 2 years after Ambien was introduced, you know how much they made? The pharmaceutical industries? They made on Ambien 4 billion US dollars in 2 years. In other words, the pharmaceutical industry is making more money on one sleeping pill than Star Wars did on 9 movies in 40 years. One sleep pill making as much money as Star Wars. This is ridiculous. But having that said in mind, do you think if they're making all this cash, do you think they really care if those sleeping pills they're making might cause some cancer or even heart disease? They absolutely should care if the sleep pills they are pouring down onto the streets and giving them over the counter, they can cause such things, but the evidence is showing they don't really care. The sleeping pills are selling like candy with billions and billions, maybe even trillions of dollars being sold every single year. And that is why right now I'm kind of on a mission. I Listen, I believe there is a Superman and a Wonder Woman in every single person on the planet, but sleeping pills, they act as a kryptonite, reducing people to the smallest, weakest versions of themselves. I can imagine the sleep pill drug lords in their dim lit room, just sitting there, smoking their fat cigars, their chins laughing as they're counting all their blood money from all the sleep pills. They're pouring down onto the streets, killing people, and just their chins shaking as they're eating some fat saliva drooling from the corner of their mouth. And as I mentioned just a moment before, my mission is help people fall asleep, move away from sleeping pills and insomnia hell, and enter into sleep bliss. Enter into the Superman, the Wonder Woman that they actually are. And if you wanna join me on this mission, subscribe down below. 1 million subscribers is my goal right now. Fucking change the planet. And if right now you're somebody who is actually taking sleeping pills and you are realizing the bad health risk associated with them, and maybe you want to stop them, but you also kind of know if you stop them you might fear that you're not gonna be able to fall asleep, or you're gonna have even worse sleep, because taking pills also cause rebound insomnia, which the sleep pill drug lords are very very aware of. That's how they hook you in. uh, they kind of get you started with the bad sleep, and then if you stop taking them you get even worse sleep than before. Even it's even more difficult to fall asleep and maintain sleep during the night. So if you're in that situation right now, I want you to breathe first, know that there are ways to get there are ways to throw away the sleeping pills and go back to sleeping bliss. You can do this. I absolutely believe in you. You can either get some help with that addiction, if it's gone as far as an addiction, or you can get some type of sleep coaching to help you. Because research has found when you get back to better sleep, you don't need, most people just throw the sleep pill bottles forever. So, with all that said, though, again, if you want to join me on this mission, 1 million subscribers, helping people throw the sleep bottles, flip those fucking sleep pill drug lords, the flipping bird, and go back to sleep bliss. Subscribe down below. Make sure you hit that notification bell and get notified as soon as I release new episodes, telling you about all the dangers associated with sleep and all the good things about sleep as well, because sleep is also amazing. And let me know what questions do you have about sleep, associated with sleep. I am curious to know and help you with that. So, with all that said, I'm gonna wish you a very good day today. My name is Vulcan, and I'll see you very soon. Goodbye.